Hey everyone, welcome to On the Trail podcast. I'm your host, Tony Ferreira. So today we're out here in the midst of a heat wave. So I'm out here real early in the morning trying to get this in before it gets really too hot. It's been super hot here in Las Vegas. Today's supposed to be 110 in Las Vegas, about 104 where I live. So even in the upper elevation, like where I live, is super hot. But anyhow, so today's topic, what I want to talk about is bike maintenance. Let's talk about maintaining your bike when you're not on the trail. I mean, this topic can go on and on and on, but what I mainly want to talk about is when you come back from the trailhead, what do? Do you wash your bike every single time? I used to wash my bike after every ride. Now I wash it after every 2 or 3, depending on where I'm riding. I'm more in dust than mud. So if it was mud, I would definitely wash it every day. Now again, dust is bad too. So you definitely want to wipe down your seals on your shocks and things like that. But the one reason why I like washing my bike a lot is during the drying process is when you find things wrong, like loose spokes or anything loose. When you're out on the trail, listen for rattles and try to figure out where they're coming from, because those could be something bigger down the road. So be sure you are paying attention to rattles. Again, always lubing your bike, big time, very important, especially your chain. Make sure your chain is always clean and lubed. That's one of the most important parts of your bike, is your drivetrain. So you definitely want to make sure you're paying attention to that, babying it. Here in the desert, dry conditions, I use dry lube. So I use Muck Off. That's my brand that I use for all my my go-to stuff. I'll put a link in the description to Muck Off with a discount code. But they have everything they have. I have not been disappointed with anything I've used. I use their wash. It's kind of like a shampoo. You spray it on. I mean, it really does killer in your derailleur area, getting off all that guck and gum crap after your ride. And I use their dry lube, like I said. That stuff is awesome. Let's see, what else do I use? There's a couple other things I just can't think off the top of my head of what I use, but Muck Off is a great brand. They got all kinds of stuff. Oh, I use the corrosion stuff that you spray to get rid of water. So especially for an e-bike, you can spray it in the battery compartment. You can spray the battery components. You can spray it on your stem and the bolts, and it attacks rust. That's really good stuff. I believe it's called corrosion. There's a few different sprays that you can get. If you click, when you go to Muck Off, I believe it's muckoff.com. Again, I'll put the link in. Click on e-bike if you have an e-bike, and they got all kinds of stuff that's specially formulated just for e-bikes. And then of course just anything for a regular bike, which is really cool. But the other thing I do is I have a bike stand, so I'm always, I put my bike up on the stand, and you're always adjusting the brakes. Just maintaining the bike. I'm going to take it easy today, and I'm not going to be riding so fast because it's already 90 think it was 92 degrees when I started. So I'm gonna make this ride. I'm gonna get this in, do this podcast and get out of here. But man, it's beautiful. But I put it up there. I always am adjusting my brakes, making sure, you know, my brakes are the best they can be. Again, if you feel a rattle or something, you've got to get to it quickly. You can't let it fester, because it'll get worse, and it could lead to a bigger problem. And if it's something you can't do, take it to a local bike shop, or REI is my go-to. I'm not sure if you guys have REIs in your local area, but if you do and you've not checked them out, I highly recommend REI. Their customer service, I mean, at least mine. And the more you go, the more you bring them stuff, the better service you're gonna get. Mine's awesome. I became a member there, so you get member discounts. And what's cool is during the year, everything you spend there adds up into points. So that's kind of cool. Or not points, but money. And I can't remember how it works, but at the end of the year, you get this card in the mail, or you can go online and see it, and you have money. The more you spend, the more you have. I mean, when I had my touring business, the first year when I started the business, I had like over $100, almost $200 worth of free money that I was able to go buy a bunch of shit. So that was cool. But, you know, again, maintenance of a bike can go on and on and on. You know, I'm not going to get into tires and stuff, because that's going to be another topic. You know, but maintaining the seals on your shocks, making sure that you're properly putting the stuff on there. There's some other stuff that I use that I put on there, that I put on the stanchions and the seals. Again, I'll put the link in the description. I can't remember what that product is. It's not Muck Off. It's a different product, but it's really good. And it just keeps your seal from drying out, and it makes your shock nice and smooth like. So that's really been a good product for me, and it's affordable. It's not very expensive, so that's kind of cool. You know, so I always make sure that's maintained. My shocks, always making sure everything is tight. And then your wheels, making sure that you're truing your wheels every so often. Now that's something that I don't do on my own. I take that into REI. So I'll take my bike in, maybe when I had my touring company, I was taking them in quite a bit. But now that I don't have the touring company and it's just me and my wife, I'll take the bike in maybe, depending on how much she rides. For me, I ride a lot more. So I'll take my bike in maybe 3 times a year and have them do a little minor tune-up, and that includes truing of the wheel. And then they'll adjust your brakes and, you know, lube everything back up. They pull things apart and lube them up for you, which is really cool, you know, I mean. And it's very affordable. It's not expensive. It got chunky right here. It's super dry. It's very affordable. Thought I lost my chain, but I was in the wrong gear. Very affordable. So, you know, that's very important. And then your derailleur, obviously. And again, these might be things that maybe are a little tough to do on your own. And these are those tune-ups that you get done at a bike shop or REI or wherever. Derailleur is super important to make sure it's maintained, it's lubed properly. Very, very important. I mean, hell, a derailleur is lifeblood on a bike, I think. So it's important that it's maintained. I mean, my bike, this thing rides so quiet and so smooth, it's awesome. Luckily, anyway. Yeah, just the importance of bike maintenance is so crazy. You know, everything like even just the basics of your compartment, making sure that, you know, everything is in perfect position, and it's not a one for all here. It's to you. So you have to get on your bike. You have to have a little Leatherman Torna, you know, a little toolkit with you that you can go and ride, and you can sit and tinker on this thing, making sure your bars are right as a perfect angle. I use the ergonomic grips, so making sure those are perfect. Your trigger shifter, your dropper post, your brake levers, everything is perfect for you, because it's not going to be for somebody else. If you ride a friend's bike, you'll say, oh my God, your brake levers are so far up or so far down. I mean, downhillers, I heard, like to have their brake levers like level, because when they're going downhill, it makes them where they are, like with mine. So it kind of makes sense. But anyhow, that's bike maintenance. Pretty simple. You know, just making sure things are properly, you know, washed and greased and lubed up, maintained, and your bike will last forever, and it'll go a long way. Just make sure everything's tight. That's the number one thing. Safety's huge. So make sure everything's tight on your bike. After every ride, before every ride, go through and just kind of, you know, make sure. If you're not going through it after your ride, make sure you kind of go through it every so often before your ride. And yeah, you have a great day out on the trail. Hey, thanks for watching. Have a happy 4th of July. Be safe, be smart, enjoy America the beautiful. It's still the greatest country in the world. No matter what's going on around us right now, 4th of July is a very, very, very important day for America. So be proud to be an American, be proud to fly that flag, and have a safe, happy 4th of July. I'm Tony Ferreira. This has been On the Trail Podcast. Have a great 4th of July. I'm out.